Okay, well, I got a 35 that, anyway, I've had it back a couple times, so something still just not quite right here. Got some coffee this morning, moving a little slow. We've timed it a few times, still it's just not right. I think it was, or at least I believed it was a carburetor. I had another carburetor, so I got tired of messing with the carburetor that was on it, put another carburetor on it, and it's actually worse. So I'm going to take this carburetor back off, recheck on my timing. It's an old engine. I'm almost thinking that our real problem is maybe either the base plate, the exhaust plate down here at the base of the power head is bad, or our link and sync is way off or slightly off. Not sure yet. The front plate says 31 degrees, but at like 5,600 RPMs is 27 degrees. So I think initially I just put it at the 27 degrees or somewhere it was like that. I lost the power. So now I've moved it back to 31 degrees, which would give him a little bit more timing. And, you know, the best way to kind of do these engines is like out running down the lake. But it's not idling right. It's not quite right. It says 5 to 7 degrees. It seems like if you go down to that, 5 to 7 degrees, it doesn't want to run at all. So I'm thinking if it's 5 to 7, maybe we're looking at like 7 to 11 degrees, somewhere in there. It likes to set and idle good. I don't know. Anyway, we got good compression. If I remember right, our compression numbers were pretty high for this motor. Or it was like, I don't know, it was like, I could do it again because I don't remember, but I could look back at my my little sheet I have that, or my invoice that tells me, I always write it down on my invoices. But to do this, it's not easy, because you got to take, like, you have this power packets up on top, and then on the front plate you've got your solenoid and your rectifier. So you got to take all that stuff off before you can, and then you might as well take out the starter because it's easier to get. You got to get a wrench in, or you got to get a socket into that side. So, but you got to pull the top part of the carburetor off. Like it has to come up in order to get to the bolt. It's going to the front intake plate. So there's a stud. So to get to that bolt, the other bolt is easy. You can get it, just with a socket. It's no problem. But this side you can't. So unfortunately, like these older motors, man, they take longer to work on because they didn't make it convenient to be able to get in to find, And the other thing is on this side, like we got a missing bolt for the solenoid, so it's just on there with the one solenoid, and then they have these stupid rubber mounts, right? Well, obviously this one is gone. I mean, what happens is they just, they go bad. It's just a rubber mount, and this gets chewed up, and then, you can't re-tap it, or re-dye it, I mean. So then it's got to come off, and then a lot of times these mounts get all messed up. That one's in good shape, but this one's terrible. And then you got a bolt in the front, and these are holding the front plate. That's it. But you got to take all this electronics and kind of fold it out of the way. And you got to be careful with these because this will strip out on you. So, and whenever you tighten them up, they don't have to be like super tight. Anyway, that you got to get that off if you're going to take the starter out, which you got to take the starter out. Starter's got 2 bolts up on top. So right here is a clip, and you got to take that bolt out. And I put the clip here. You know, it doesn't go on here. So originally this clip was on here, which is wrong. So put that clip there, and then you got another bolt on the other side once you get the front plate off, and then the starter's loose. And then I try to keep them hooked up because, you know, oh, there's another hook that holds this on. Because anyway, you don't want. It's not easy, folks. On this side, you got, of course, you got the trigger, stator lines. So you got to be careful. I'm just going to peel this back. There's no real reason to disconnect all these wires. I mean, you could, but it's not necessary to get the front plate off. Right now I have the throttle disconnected because this isn't in the right place, or wasn't. So, and then, you know, this is your idle stop, which I don't think is right either. So, but I gotta get the other. See, that's your wide open throttle. Let me just show you this stuff while I'm thinking about it, making this video. This would be your wide open throttle, and then this would be throttle stop. So this is going to be where you're going to have your throttle plate for your carburetor all the way open. So right now this is not right, but this would be your idle stop. And all this linkage is together, so like this is kind of your timing. So when we go back to, see, that's moving the trigger. This part right here is moving the trigger. So this is how we adjust our idle timing. And then what this does is adjust your plate. Like if you need, like if it's not enough, see, like if it's not enough, you know, you want your, you have a primary pickup and a secondary pickup under here for this little plastic timing gear, which goes, it's like a horseshoe. It's like this, and there's a little horseshoe thing, right? So primary pickup at idle timing should be just touching, not moving the butterfly. And then whenever it comes open, I think I'm doing this right. Yeah. So when it comes open, forget, it rotates, and it pushes this thing all the way open. So it's opening the throttle plate, and then your secondary pickup is going to be where, you know, it's like at that point is where it's going to start to open the throat. So that secondary pickup is kind of important because that's going to be your timing. So what you want to do is when it's wide open and the throat's all the way wide open, that's where you're setting this wide open throttle. And then when you bring it back to rest and you're sitting at that 5 to 9 degrees or whatever, what have you, that then the butterfly, the throttle plate is all the way closed, you know, or just a hairline crack, whatever it likes. So anyway, what I think is going on with this though is, like, I don't know if it's a carburetor issue, a timing issue, or our base plate gasket is leaking, or we have an exhaust. Seems like we have a lot of exhaust coming out. And anyway, see what I can figure out. I don't know how long this battery lasts, but you can see I got it loose. Obviously, you're disconnecting your battery before you do any of this. This is loose. I still got it connected, because I don't want to take it all apart. But you're just going to rotate this stuff out of the way is all you're going to do. And then this front plate is loose. It might hang up because of that old choke down there. There's a choke plunger. But you gotta kind of get out of the thing. And then once you got that all exposed, then you can either take out, which I'm going to do anyway just because I know it's a pain. I'm going to take out my starter. These don't have to be like super duper tight. Like, that's how people get them. I see them a lot where they're like stripped out. And then, you know, you're kind of screwed. You gotta drill it, insert it. Alright, I went and got a new battery for my GoPro. So this comes out. See, there's our little tab that holds everything. And then our starter, I have to get I got a little bitty pry device, and it'll help me pry it out of there. But yeah, there's a bolt here, and then there's a bolt on the other side. But you got to get the starter kind of out of the way. I got a little pry bar in it, just enough to. You got to get. I don't know how to show you guys this, but this starter has to go down. I mean, just a little bit, because there's this little cradle that this thing sits in. So I disconnected the negative. To be honest with you, I'm gonna put that screw back because. Oh yeah, so the way they routed this, you know, for the fuel line, it's really tight because it goes underneath the starter. So you almost have to you just kind of have to, you know, get it in the right position and see, it'll drop a little bit, and then you just gotta kind of, I don't know. You just gotta get it out of there like that. And see, now it's out of the way. If you can see it, this nut is really difficult to get off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our top part of our float off, and that's just a little 1/4 inch socket. And I'm gonna go in there and start my carb clean. I've got it soaking right now, heating up. I'm going to clean the other one again, so I'll be back. Alright, there's a little 1/4 inch fittings on top, and this is a top bowl carburetor. So, this too long. So I just a little 1/4 inch socket. Just be careful with your power pack. You can still get these power packs too, so. Just get rid of our extension. Once you get it started, you can get it off by hand. Yeah, it's Friday, man. I'm moving slow. Thank God it's Friday. This is this guy's boat. This little guy, as a neighbor, and anyway, I did a bunch of stuff and made it way better, but it still just like wouldn't quite do, which I mean it's pretty low in the water, so the only way to really get any more speed out of this thing is to like maybe get it up in the air. So a little manual jack plate, but it's a cool little boat where I mean it could definitely, I could see where you could it's a fixture after upper is what I'm saying. It's a cool little boat for some really young kids to go out and have fun with. The only thing with these, when you take them off, man, get your little lock washers, because you're gonna need them later. Anyway, that gets this up out of the way. Now I gotta get I should have taken off my I got a hose clamp on that. I want to take it off because, alright, come out of there. Take that off because I want to recheck that. That's where a float and everything is. This will just float out of the way. I know it's like I shouldn't do this, but I'm doing it. So where's my set in my hand? I know you can't see this, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, I got another one on that Chrysler. The guy, he has me go through and I do a compression test on this Chrysler. It's got good compression with no spark. I let him know. He comes and picks it up and he had it on a boat. We had it parked over there. He had it on a boat and he brought it over and it couldn't get the flywheel off. So I didn't want to damage his flywheel. So anyway, I've had it sitting over here for a while trying to get the flywheel to come off. Finally get the flywheel off, realize that he's got a stator. He needs to replace the stator. That's what I think it is. I think the coils are good, the stator's bad. Anyway, so I tell him this, and then, he's like upset it's taking too long, but, it's from 1977. What do you want, dude? Anyway, so then, I don't know, he kind of act like he didn't want me to even charge him. It's like, well, whatever, dude, man. And then he had a Tumas, right? I asked about this Tumas. He asked me about this Tumas. It's got a starter gear that's bad. It's plastic. So I was trying to find one of those, and I looked and looked. I can't find it. I asked people, and they're like, yeah, it's not, So then he's going to take it to a machine shop, so he's going to pay thousands of dollars to get this gear made, but he don't want to pay me $75 for taking a look at it and getting his flywheel off. That's what I'm dealing with. Anyway, I'm not bitching. It's just whatever. It's like I'm kind of getting over it. Now it's like, well, okay, whatever, man. Like you either pay me or you're not. But anyway, I got this loose. See, this right here is the top bowl, and yesterday I redid this, but I want to take, I think, and I don't know. Oh, be careful with your gasket. That's a good gasket. But I might even want to look at this again, because it's just not, I don't know, it's not working for me, folks. But anyway, that gets me to this top bolt here. See it? See down there? This bolt, and then on the other side there's this bolt, and then what you got to do is just kind of gently wiggle it out of the way, because you got this choke lever right here. See, this is a choke lever, which I don't even have it in right. because that's supposed to go like this. So I don't even have this in right. But anyway, this is the choke lever down here. So this one wasn't even in right anyway. But that wasn't our problem because it was wide open. Oh, there it goes. So that, it was right. Just, I'm done. So yeah, just got to get out of the way of the choke lever. It's not too hard. And then up in there with the, you know, the piece that's for the controlling the butterfly or the throttle plate, you just got to kind of get it out of the way here. So it helps if you got your throttle cable loose, because then you can move this if you need to. See, right now I just got it kind of sticking. It's in the way. I really need to. He's got this just tie wrapped up because it's broken. They didn't know how this worked and they broke it, which is unfortunate. But anyway, I guess I'll be back. Oh hey, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking the videos, and as always, go to hawkeyemarine.net if you got specific parts questions or questions. Thanks. Okay, I cleaned this carburetor again. Checked out my work. And put this back in. See what we can figure out. So I learned if you kind of put this in like this, when you go in, it's a little easier. Just a little bit. It'll line up just like so. You need to let go of this and your choke thing is in the right location. Yeah, anyway. 7/16. Let's see, what do I got here? Where's my nut driver? There's my 1/4 inch. There's this. I got this little wobble head that I bought a while back over at Harbor Freight. And it kind of gets that bottom one in. This bottom bolt, kind of get it started. It's a real kind of a pain, but there's this, what I was talking about. It's got a little wobble head to it. You only need just a little bit. It's not a whole lot of room there, Mercury. So I get it hand tight for now. Get the other side. That's got a new gasket on it, so you can do it. This is kind of a long extension too. And it helps. And you know what? That wind, man, it makes it kind of chilly. Supposed to get up to 76, but I don't know if I believe it. And I'm just gonna go hand tie it, feel it. I don't know what that is, but that's about what I do. Alright, there's that. Now we got our needle and seat, so we have to kind of line that up. And we'll have to also, yeah, see, so this is not the right area. Loosen this up. to figure out how I want to do this. Yeah, there we go. It's a little better. It's like the hose kind of has this little memory. I need my gasket. A little gasket. Can I see anything? So I checked this needle seat again because, well, wasn't right. And I also put my tubing on, so we can go over to what, like that one, it has the same carbs in it. It says it's an economizer. So I wonder if they figured out later on that if they shut that off, they'll get better gas mileage. I don't know. But yeah, don't forget your little lock washer. Gotta put that on there. Kind of hard to get in here and see. I wish I had, I don't know what I did with my, I used to have like this little bitty ratchet where I could do these. I need to go get another one of those in Harbor Freight, but it's just a little ratchet. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Mercury did not. And you just want to be gentle with your wiring, but here I am, just giving her the beans. So I'm sure there's a torque value. I'm just doing it like hand tight. There's a gasket there, so I don't have to be crazy. I'll do that one, and then this one I can't do it hand tight. I'm just gonna have to use my little ratchet here. You just don't want to get too crazy. That's good. Now we could hook up the gas and pump it up. See if we get any leakage wherever that is before we put this thing all back together. Oh, yeah, I forget we still need to so one of the things that's a problem is that this line is not long enough. I think that's one thing. Just tighten up my fitting. Pump up the valve and see if I get any leaks. Oh, some air. Oh, that's right, I gotta connect my little hose over here. if it gets too much pressure, I guess it comes out of our jet that's up here. Alright, got that on there. See if it does it again. Yeah, so I think we're alright, but I really don't know. Oh, if it, you know, that caused it to overpressurize or what. But there's Daryl, so he's coming to get his motor, and I'll be back. Alright, well, I got it. I just put it all back together. You guys saw how I took it apart. Anyway, this thing is way better than it was. I was going to get, you know what, I was going to, I'm sorry, I'm a little behind here. Alright, so I know my wide open timing is right. Now that I got fuel and everything kind of right, now I just want to go back and recheck it, but it's definitely running way better. Although it seems a little, the RPMs might be a little hot. So I'm going to look at that right now and then see if maybe I need to try to pull that down a little bit. But it's definitely way better, and anyway. So that tells me it just kind of timed out. But we got a lot of coming off of that carb, so do we need to open the carb a little more? Man, I don't know. It's kind of doing the same thing before. Huh. Good there. What do I got to do? Oh, I know. I'm not getting it. Oh, I know why. This came off over here. It's like I don't have my timing light. Oh, there's that. I'm getting there. Yeah, I don't have that. It's getting closer. I hope. I think this is about right. That's a little more timing in. Okay. Let's see. Is this more in? Let's see what the timing is now. I'm getting screwed up here because this should be right there. Okay, so start. So that's last. So which way we gotta go? I think we go this way. We don't have our Lincoln things right. See, now that's pretty far in, so then come on. Whoops. I can't get it. Probably not while the camera's going. So anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time,
Go do something.